Folks, let me tell you, there are a few debates in the car world that are as old as the automobile itself. Ford Chevy manual, automatic gasoline diesel. It's a conversation I've had 1,000 times in my garage with mechanics, with collectors, with everyday drivers. For years this was a simple choice. You wanted a car, you got gas. You needed a big truck to haul something heavy, you got a diesel. But today, the lines are getting blurrier than a Monet painting. And that's a good thing for us enthusiasts. The technology has come so far. Modern diesels are quieter, cleaner, more powerful. You can find them in luxury sedans from Germany and in some smaller SUVs. Gasoline engines are becoming incredibly efficient. Turbochargers, direct injection. It's about how you drive. Your choice affects your wallet, your driving experience, time at the pump, time on the open road. Alright, let's get down to the nuts and bolts. At a glance, gasoline and diesel engines look pretty similar. They both have pistons, cylinders, and a crankshaft. They both use the good old four-stroke cycle intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust. But the magic, the real difference, is in that third step, combustion. How they make the bang is what separates them completely. Think of it as the difference between lighting a match and striking a flint. Both make fire, but they get there in very different ways, and that changes everything about their character and performance. A gasoline engine is what we call a spark ignition engine. On the intake stroke, it pulls a fine mist of gasoline mixed with air into the cylinder. The piston then travels up, compressing this air-fuel mixture. Just when the pressure is perfect, the spark plug does its job. It creates a tiny bolt of lightning that ignites the mixture, pushing the piston down with force. It's a controlled, precise explosion. This process allows gasoline engines to rev up quickly and smoothly, which is why they feel so responsive and peppy when you step on the accelerator from a stoplight. Now, a diesel engine is a different animal altogether. It's a compression ignition engine. On its intake stroke, it only pulls in air, no fuel yet. The piston then compresses that air to an incredible degree, much more than in a gasoline engine. This extreme compression makes the air intensely hot. We're talking over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. At the very peak of this compression, the engine injects a spray of diesel fuel directly into that superheated air. The heat alone is enough to make the fuel ignite instantly and powerfully. No spark plug needed. This fundamental difference is the key to everything else. The high compression of a diesel engine is what gives it so much torque, that low-end twisting force that's great for pulling heavy loads. It's also why diesel engines have to be built so much tougher and heavier to withstand all that pressure. Gasoline engines, with their lower compression and spark plugs, can be built lighter and rev higher, giving them that zippy, high horsepower feel. One is a sprinter, built for quick bursts of speed. The other is a marathon runner, built for endurance and brute strength. Now that we know how they work, let's talk about where they work best. Imagine you're driving in the city. Lots of stop signs, red lights, and short trips to the corner store. This is home turf for a modern gasoline engine. They warm up quickly, which is important because a cold engine is an inefficient engine. The responsive, high-revving nature of a gas engine makes it perfect for zipping through traffic and quickly accelerating from a standstill. You get that immediate get-up-and-go feeling that makes city driving feel less like a chore. On the flip side, city driving can be tough on a diesel. Diesels take longer to reach their optimal operating temperature. On short trips, the engine might not even get fully warm, which can hurt fuel economy, and, over the long term, lead to issues with the complex emission systems. But now, let's leave the city behind and hit the open highway. This is where the diesel engine comes alive. Once it's warmed up and cruising at a steady speed, a diesel is in its happy place. High compression and energy-dense fuel mean you get fantastic fuel economy on long hauls. It's not uncommon for a diesel sedan to get 40, 50, or even more miles per gallon on the highway. The engine is just loafing along at low RPMs, delivering effortless power for passing, climbing hills, all while sipping fuel. It's the ultimate road trip machine. A gasoline engine is perfectly capable on the highway, of course, but it just can't match the diesel's efficiency. To maintain highway speeds, a gas engine typically has to run at a higher RPM, and they are still working harder than a comparable diesel to cover the same distance. Let's talk about work. Real backbreaking, get-your-hands-dirty work. Towing a 30-foot Airstream trailer through the mountains, hauling a bed full of lumber from the hardware store, pulling a boat out of a steep, slippery launch ramp. In the world of heavy lifting, there is one undisputed king, and its name is diesel. This all comes down to one magic word: torque. Torque is that twisting, pulling force that gets a heavy load moving from a dead stop, and diesel engines produce mountains of it, right from idle. When you're trying to get a 10,000-pound trailer moving, you need low-end grunt, and that's the diesel's specialty. Driving isn't always on a sunny 75-degree day. Sometimes you've got to deal with Mother Nature and she can be a real piece of work. So how do our two engine types handle the rough stuff? Well, in most bad weather conditions like rain, light snow, the engine type itself doesn't make a huge difference. Your tires are far more important. Two-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and your driving skill matters. However, there is one area where diesel engines have a historical disadvantage: extreme cold. Diesel fuel contains paraffin wax. When the temperature plummets, the wax can crystallize. Fuel can turn into a thick, gooey gel, gelling. Gelling clogs fuel lines and filters, preventing starts or causing stalls. It's a real problem in places like Minnesota, Alaska, the high Rockies. Fortunately, there are plenty of solutions. Fuel stations switch to winter blend diesel. You can add anti-gel supplements, and most modern diesel trucks come with engine block heaters. Gasoline flows freely even in polar bear temperatures. As long as you have a healthy battery, a gasoline engine will start reliably in just about any cold weather. No engine is perfect. Every single one has a weakness. That downside makes you think twice. Modern gasoline engines, especially high-performance turbocharged ones. Biggest problem, long-term complexity, and worse fuel economy under load. To get power from small displacement, engineers add parts. Turbochargers. Direct fuel injection systems, intricate variable valve timing, great when they work, but more points of failure. Think about it. Turbochargers spin at hundreds of thousands of RPM and run extremely hot. High-pressure direct injection operates at thousands of PSI. These components are highly stressed, built durable but not immortal. Failures mean big repair bills. That EPA fuel economy number on the window sticker often vanishes when you drive with a heavy foot, or when you hook up a trailer. The engine works overtime, fuel consumption skyrockets. Modern diesel's Achilles heel, the emission system. To meet clean air rules, diesels get complex after-treatment tech, diesel particulate filter, DPF, exhaust gas recirculation, EGR, selective catalytic reduction using DF, brilliant for the environment, but a maintenance nightmare. These systems are sensitive and finicky. DPFs need periodic regeneration, burning off trapped soot. Regeneration requires highway driving at sustained speeds. Short city trips can clog the DPF, leading to a costly dealer visit. You must refill the DF tank regularly. Added expense. A failure anywhere can put a truck into limp mode or stop it from starting. Repairs can run into the thousands. Alright, let's lay it all out on the table. No frills, no fancy talk. Sometimes the best way to make a decision is to just look at a straightforward list. So let's break down the good, the bad, and the ugly for both gasoline and diesel engines. This is the kind of stuff you want to have in your back pocket when you're walking around the dealership, trying to keep a clear head while that new car smell is messing with your brain. Let's start with the old faithful, the gasoline engine. First off, the upfront cost is lower. Fuel is more widely available and usually cheaper per gallon. Maintenance and repairs tend to be cheaper, quieter, smoother, responsive, peppy driving feel, especially in town. No problem starting in extreme cold, simple, proven, accessible choice for most people. Biggest downside, fuel economy, especially on the highway or when towing. They burn more fuel to do the same work as a diesel. Shorter driving range per tank, lower torque, less suitable for heavy-duty towing and hauling. Now switching gears to diesel engines. The undisputed champion, fuel efficiency, torque, incredible highway MPG and massive driving range, great for road trips. Immense low-end torque makes towing heavy loads feel safe and effortless. Diesel durability, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 miles. Higher resale value helps offset higher initial purchase price. Workhorses, built for the long haul, but the cons are significant. Initial purchase price is much higher. Complex, expensive emission systems, major maintenance headaches. Diesel fuel and DF are additional costs. Fuel can sometimes be more expensive than gasoline, heavier, louder, slower to accelerate from a stop. Fuel gelling in extreme cold requires extra care and attention from the owner. So after all that, what's the verdict? If you came here looking for me to declare one engine the absolute winner, I'm sorry to disappoint you. The truth is, the best engine is the one that best fits your life. It's like asking whether a wrench is better than a screwdriver. It depends entirely on what you're trying to do. So, let me give you my personal recommendation based on a few common driver profiles. If you're a typical suburban driver or city dweller, my advice is to stick with gasoline. Your driving probably consists of short trips to work, to the grocery store, to pick up the kids from soccer practice. You might take a few family road trips a year, and maybe tow a small utility trailer once in a blue moon. For this kind of use, a gasoline engine is perfect. It's cheaper to buy, warms up quickly, is smoother in traffic. However, if you're a road warrior, contractor, equestrian, or RV enthusiast, if your daily life involves hauling heavy equipment, towing large trailers, or long highway commutes where you rack up tens of thousands of miles a year, the diesel is your best friend. The superior fuel economy on the highway will save you a ton of money over the long run, and the incredible torque will make towing heavy loads a safe and stress-free experience. Finally, there's a third group, the enthusiast who just loves the unique character of a diesel. Maybe you just like the sound, the feeling of that massive wave of torque, and the incredible driving range. Ultimately, the best advice I can give is to be honest with yourself about your needs. Don't buy a massive 1-ton diesel dually if the heaviest thing you'll ever haul is a bag of mulch. And don't expect a small turbocharged gas engine to be happy towing a 10,000-pound camper every weekend. Do your research, test drive both, and choose the engine that aligns with your budget, your lifestyle, and your driving habits. The modern automotive world has given us more amazing choices than ever before, and that's something to celebrate. Now, I've done enough talking. I want to hear from you. What's parked in your garage right now, gas or diesel? What have your experiences been? Do you agree with my take, or do you have a different point of view? The best conversations happen right here in the comments section. So, leave your thoughts, ask your questions, and let's keep this great engine debate rolling. Thanks for stopping by the garage. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more automotive deep dives. Next week, we're diving into the electric versus hybrid debate, so you won't want to miss that. Until then, keep those engines running and those discussions going. This has been your guide to the great gasoline versus diesel debate. Drive safe, everyone.